It's been a long time. It's been such a long time that I wouldn't have been able to accurately tell you how long it had been since my last video. And when I checked today, it being 6 months was crazy to me. And I think I was just so full of excuses for why not to do it. 6 months! That doesn't seem like it should be possible. That's almost aggressive, it feels like. And, you know, I had made the other videos and they were just kind of these shot in the dark, let me just throw something up there. And the more I got into the editing and everything, I think that might be a big part of where I just kind of fell off. But I wanted to talk to you today about like who I actually am and who I'm going through. Well, what I'm going through in a way, because you know, there's just those people in your lives who have the wisdom. This guy for me is one of them. And I hadn't shared my YouTube with anyone I work with. It seemed like such a vulnerable, you know, art kid side of me that I didn't really want to mix those two things. That seemed really weird. After talking to one of my mentors, you could call him, he had implored me essentially to make a video every day for 30 days, which I'm not typically one to subscribe to those things, especially if I'm putting myself through them, because I know at any point I could quit and there will be no consequence. But someone else telling me, no, you need to do that, that hits a little bit different, right? I had plenty of reasons not to today, but you know, there is still something so exciting about doing it, making these videos. So let me talk to you about some things that have happened in the past 6 months. Some good, some interesting, some boring. I crack myself up over here. So at times, this also may get a little bit heavy. This is gonna be one of those kind of all-arounder, you know, we got 6 months to catch up on. And I promise I'll do it faster than, you know, your auntie from Minnesota, but maybe not too much faster. But I had a glass of milk a couple months ago, followed by one of the worst nights of my life. I did a couple more tests, made some grilled cheese, upset stomach. Ended up going and getting tested for it, which if you're not familiar with how they test for lactose intolerance, they essentially give you a cup of lactose and you get to sit for 2 hours and you have your blood drawn every 30 minutes and your glycemic index in your blood, or should rise by over 30 units. I think it's milligrams a liter, I don't know. If it doesn't do that, you might have some sort of irritation. If it doesn't rise above 20 over the course of that time, then you are like 100% lactose intolerant. And my highest score, I guess you could call it, the highest I got was 19. I'd like to say thank you for welcoming me to my other lactose intolerant brethren and sisters, but also this is a club I did not wish I was a part of at all. Next, more so like a couple weeks ago, I think that first 4 months of us being apart, you didn't really miss much. We had some friends over who drove a very long way to see us. And they are very into Magic the Gathering, which meant that we are now into Magic the Gathering. And oh my God, what an expensive hobby. Like, I'm pretty annoyed and or angry about the Pokemon card thing. It's always been a little bit like that, but not like this. Not go to Target and literally see 9-year-old kids trying to stuff as many sleeves into their pockets as they can. That's crazy. Like, I've never. But Magic, talk about expensive cardboard. But I found the Hobbit series, which is like releasing like right now. And there's these cards that look like these old paperback books. And I was able to get one this Smaug little paperback book thing, and it was so pretty. I overpaid to filth for it, not realizing at the time, but the $160 I paid for 7 cards. I was at our local store. It was the day that our friends had left, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick out some like really cute ones, and then, you know, worry about the decks that are already built later, and just have some cute things. So like in terms of, was it money well spent? No, but I did have a really good time. Those cards now total to being worth about $80, maybe. So that was fun. It was fun going through cards and their prices and seeing one for $1 that not a week before I'd paid $18 for. So, you know what? If you're gonna learn that lesson, do it the first time. Probably saved me money over the long run. My husband got the dog meat deck. It's Fallout themed. And I ended up getting the House of Mordor from the Lord of the Rings collection from a couple years ago. I really like the big spooky scaries. And one thing that I found I kind of enjoy more, playing Magic is fun. It's a pretty good time. I've got a STEM degree. I am always down to do some math and also make it competitive math. And that's pretty much what Magic is, right? Aside from memorizing 14 key terms and what those things mean. I saw that Dragon Shield, for $25, you can get 100 card sleeves that are custom. You can upload whatever you want on them. And I'm a bit of a fan of drawing things digitally. I have a good time with that. So I made a design for the card sleeves I want for I have the Witch King of Angmar tattooed on me. I wanted that to be my commander for my commander deck. I also wanted it to be like the most sickeningly girly thing you've ever seen. Here's what I came up with. And I had a really good time doing it. And my husband, in buying like this little set from someone, also got the Doctor from the Fallout series. And that deck is like not nearly as powerful as the dog meat one. But I played that deck against him just so that he could like get to know how it worked. And then he had requested a card sleeve after absolutely obliterating me. So here's what he got. I'd love to keep doing it, and my husband's the only person I know in my vicinity. So if you want like a little card sleeve design, hit me up. I think that'd be fun. And maybe help me justify the amount of money that iPads you can draw on are. But, like, look, I won't monetize Magic being the hobby, because looking at every single price of every single card is just sucks the fun out of it for me right away, right? But being able to design things for people and, like, maybe just sell those drawings or whatever, I think that would be pretty fun. And right in line with that, I had one of the original, if not the original, 12.9 inch iPad Pros. So it's been over 6 years I've had it, and Procreate has gotten to the point where it was just crashing the iPad over and over. So I have a new one. It's super painful, and I'm hoping this one lasts a little bit longer than the other one, just to kind of justify those prices. But oh my god, like your 1 terabyte version is like $1,000 more. At this point, Wacom tablets looking pretty good, but Wacom tablets only do the drawing thing. So it's like, where's the iPad? Especially now, M5 chip. Are you kidding me? That thing's faster than my laptop. So that's kind of like the big things that have happened over the past couple months. I guess what I should be talking about a bit more, based on the advice I received, is that I am getting out of the Air Force. I'm currently active duty. I have been in for over 9 years. My separation date will mark 10 years. I'm undergoing a med board, so I may be medically separated. And that medical separation is because, and here's where we're gonna get a little bit deep. I've experienced multiple MST events. Feel free to look that up if you want, but we can say SA, that's the more common acronym for it. MST is just military trauma. I'd be lying if I told you that the system has not completely rearranged itself, especially over the course of the last 6 months, or 8 really, to make recovery and support harder to find. There's certain protections and support options that were available, in 2025 that aren't available in 2026 anymore. And the offices in charge of investigating these things and making determinations for the legal side of it have also been restructured in such a way that accountability does not look the same. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes with getting out of the Air Force or the military in general. And there's a lot of people that tell you that you should be terrified of getting out of the military because what are you gonna do? And I already feel pretty strongly about how the military uses health insurance and education benefits as their main arguments. I don't think those things you shouldn't have to sign up to be willing to die in order for them to take care of you while you're alive. I think that's a little bit too high of a bar. Sure, there's plenty of people that get out of the military and they don't have any sort of ideas about what they're gonna do or where they're gonna go, but finding support, there's only been one person that I've said, yeah, I'm going to get out. And they were like, yeah, absolutely. Any time served is more than most, and, do what you gotta do. And I didn't even know how to process that because it wasn't the same, oh, don't you know, it's so much harder on the other side, blah, blah, blah. And it's well, with the changes that have happened over the past couple years, I'm just not the person that they're looking for anymore. And, maybe once we get to know each other a little bit better, we can dive into that a little bit more. You and me might be feeling the same exact way. We might be going through very similar things. I don't think there's being enough done to support women and the things that are an inherently female experience when you're in the military. We can have that conversation in yet another video, I think. I guess I've kind of done myself and you a disservice by not talking about them. Obviously there's certain things I can't say or opinions I can't express now that you know that I'm active duty. So I'm really looking forward to, once I get out, being able to speak more freely about how I feel about things. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, so we've got 6 months-ish. I know it's been that long, which is crazy. So if I think about how long 6 months has felt since I last talked to you, apparently I only have the blink of an eye left to go. But I'd love to share that and hear your guys' experiences with why you ended up getting out, or if you're thinking about joining, what's stopping you, because I think there's plenty of valid reasons to not do it. But what I'm not gonna do is sit in this job and continue to kind of aid things that I don't morally or ethically support. To say, you know what, yeah, it is a big scary world out there, and I'm just gonna sit here and essentially sell my life, continue to sell my years away. The Air Force has gotten a decade already, and it's a pretty good decade. I mean, it wasn't experience-wise, maybe not, but I sold the Air Force the entirety of my 20s, and I'm not trying to sell my soul for another 4, 6, 10 years, especially for something that takes so much effort on a day-to-day basis. Who knows how much energy I'm spending every day trying to essentially just like get through what I need to get through, kind of like this. I've told you before about wanting to be more creative, be like, what does a day look like where I show up for me instead of, because I'm legally obligated. What does it look like when I wake up every day for me and not for that, So I'm really excited to see like what we come up with in the future. And for the next 30 days, I'm gonna be talking about it. We could probably do like a little sort of debriefing situation toward the end of the day. Make ourselves a cup of tea. The advice given to me was, doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you don't have to talk about anything, just put it up there. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I saw that entropy happen in real time, just over the course of 5 videos, now 6. I've heard the phrase, the antidote to entropy is care. I'm gonna decide to care about this a lot more and bring you into the fold over the course of the next 6 months and beyond so that you can go through this with me. And on that note as well, I'll be starting my master's program at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. I'm doing it online. It'll be a master's in digital education. And I'd love to take you along the way so you can kind of get a master's degree with me. That's kind of my idea. So you can see exactly what that looks like, because there's a lot of things involved with that, like not just the veteran benefit side, but also like, what does going to a school in the United Kingdom online look like? What's that kind of entail? What are those classes going to entail? I think it's very much in the spirit of the degree I've chosen to have all of you there with me. Got all sorts of ideas for that. I'm thinking maybe we could stream during homework sessions. If you need a body double, if you just need another person around, or listen to music and know that there's people around you who are putting themselves through it too. And my job for the past few years has been education and training in the Air Force, which I love so much more because I really get to make that connection with people, and I get to talk about education, and I get to help people get what they need. And so if you have any questions about that as well, by all means, whether you be in the military or not, yeah, I would just really love to do that. So there's quite a few ideas I have going on. And hopefully I don't get like paralysis from all the stuff I could be doing and I just send it. I would just love to hear whatever you guys are looking for, to see other people show up long enough to like write a comment. That's something amazing. In the meantime, I think I'll put a pin in it there. I won't make you sit through me making a coffee every time. But today I needed one. And I was like, you know what?